over the ditch, something very different. And I am catching up with an Aussie to promote New Zealand harness racing. Joe Stevens, hello, and thank you for joining me.
Hi, Paul. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, we've had a few false starts. That's a nicer start. That's why I knew this was going to be the best way to start it. I want to congratulate.
Third time lucky.
Third time lucky, and I've hit record, so we're okay. I want to congratulate you on the award last weekend from Entain and the racing industry. You won the award for administrative, and you're going to have to say the other word because I can't pronounce it properly anyway.
Administrative and Ancillary Services Award.
And basically what this means is obviously the administrative part people understand, but the ancillaries part is behind the scenes, people that drive the industry hard from behind the scenes. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Just like, supporting roles, I guess, the ones that aren't often seen, I guess, So, yeah, there was lots of examples in the award title. When they read it out, it was all sorts of people who could have been nominated, just pretty much the people behind the scenes. Yeah, the unsung heroes, I guess you could say. Not that I'm calling myself a hero, of course, but
No.
I'm thinking barrier attendants, all those sort of horse physios, all that sort of stuff, lots of different things were included in that category.
Well, I think what you said there is right, unsung heroes, and you're not rapping yourself, but it's something that people need to be aware of because next year they can actually nominate other people as well. But it's a huge honour. You must be wrapped because it is the racing industry. It's not anyone watching this at the minute. It's not a standardbred award. This is a racing award, which Entain have invigorated so much thing into harness racing New Zealand. And so many of these awards were about the people that do the grassroots stuff.
Yeah, exactly. A huge honour. Like I said to you last time I spoke to you, it's just a massive honour just to be nominated and be a finalist. This is the whole industry, racing industry, all three codes nationwide. Massive, really. And I feel very humbled and privileged and excited, of course, to have won it. There are some really worthy finalists in my category, in all categories, but when they were reading them out, I thought, oh, that's a tough one to beat, and they called my name out. So extremely grateful.
When I interviewed you at Alexandra Park a couple of weeks ago, you actually said then that you were humbled. How did you feel when you rocked up on the night, and you are there, and yourself and Dylan were there, and you're amongst all these other people? I would imagine a lot of people you look up to, a lot of people you've known, because you wear plenty of different hats. You actually ride track work, so you would know a lot of these thoroughbred people probably a lot more intimately than other people would.
Yeah, I did know a lot of people there. It was amazing, actually. We were treated like royalty. We walk in and it was like, honestly, we felt like superstars. I'm assuming everyone felt the same because, I did. I walked in there and it was incredible. They put on a really good night. It was quite an intimate night, I would say, probably. It was just the finalists and their plus ones plus a lot of the sponsors and the Entain crew. Like, it wasn't, there was no ticket sales to the public or anything, but honestly, it was an amazing night. They really put on a show for us. And yeah, I just keep saying, how incredibly humbled and grateful I was to be a part of it. Just amazing.
It must have been a great feeling, actually, that room, when you say that, because everyone there is a finalist. Everyone's achieved something. They've been recognised.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, everyone there, they do it for the same reason, the love of the sport. And yeah, it was a really nice night. Yeah, like I say, everyone very similar attitudes and, same end goals, I guess, is be the best we can be. And it was a really nice night.
Yeah, like for like people in there. Jamie Bartlett from Alabar, she was nominated. She didn't win, but there was another harness person that actually did win, a Dickie. I can't think of her first name, though.
Chanel, yeah, she's a fellow hero educator, actually. She's one from Canterbury. Yeah, she won the Welfare Award, so that was really cool. I think we're the only two standardbred people. There weren't many nominations, actually, or finalists that were in the harness racing industry, so it was cool that a couple of us won.
Yeah, it is great recognition. How did you feel afterwards? I mean, I like the picture of yourself and Dylan afterwards nearly says it in itself. But when you got home later on, you're a young girl, you would have gone home some nights and would have been like, why do I do this job sometimes? I mean, we all do it in this. Did it justify all those late nights, cold nights, frustrating nights that you attend trying to promote this great sport?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I didn't need an award to continue doing what I'm doing, I would have kept doing it regardless. And it just certainly, I can't really put into words, to be honest. It's amazing that I was even thought of to be nominated. I don't think I do anything special, and like I've said to you before, we all do it just because we love the sport, and we want to promote it as best we can. And yeah, like honestly, to get an award for doing that is honestly incredible. I feel very privileged.
Well, I think it's great. I think well done. I think I was rapt for you to get nominated, and I was rapt to be over there to be able to interview you guys anyway. But I think it's great. People may not be aware what you do behind the scenes. You help out Cambridge Racecourse and do so many things behind there, especially that big day with the rehoming. And I would imagine that's where you come across a lot of different people. You do things differently. I'm going to say every race meeting at Alexandra Park or Cambridge, you promote each driver's best bets for the night or best chances for the night with track chat. It is track chat. I get in trouble. Yep.
Track chat NZ.
Make sure you follow it, especially if you like punting. But if you want to know these people as well, because you do get to see a different side of them. Some of them are very serious, but there's a few of them. There's a few of them that are a little bit cheeky and a little bit random, and you get to see these people. That's what we want to do. We don't necessarily want to promote the punts. We need the punts, but want to promote these people a lot of the time, don't you?
Absolutely. And you know what? Just doing what I've been doing for the last 4 years, or I've got to see that personality in them come out as well, and that's what I've enjoyed a lot. I've built this relationship. I didn't know I would never have spoken to a lot of those people, before I started doing it, and I have this relationship with all of them now. And I walk into the male drivers room, and has everyone got their clothes on? And come on, I need your best bet and all this, and everyone's just my friend now, really. And yeah, seeing those personalities come out, and they're so giving of their time on camera, and yeah, I get to share that with everyone else is really awesome. Yeah, like they're great people. Everyone in the industry is just awesome, and yeah, I get to share that with everyone watching, and I love that.
And I think the other part, and it's one of those things, having talked to Entane too, these guys understand that they're invested in the industry too. We're all about growing the industry. Doesn't matter who anyone is on both sides of the ditch or anywhere around the world, we're trying to grow it. The drivers understand that. They're I won't even say loose. I mean, they just have a little bit of fun from time to time. They're cheeky, it'd probably be the word, but predominantly they understand what they're trying to do, don't they?
Yeah, totally. There isn't a single driver who isn't willing at times, and like you say, they understand the assignment and why it's necessary, really, which is awesome. But yeah, they also like to have a bit of fun at times, and I love that, because it's a tough game. It's hard mentally, and if they can just have a bit of fun at times, then I'm all for it.
I've been asked this. You might be up for it. I've been asked to do an almost behind the scenes, like stuff that happens where we don't have cameras rolling, because people do change when we put a camera on. There's no problems there. I think it'd be good. It would probably increase people wanting to go to the races, but it could also be a bit dangerous too, because some of the things that do happen behind the camera, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think sometimes, there's times where the cameras don't need to be on too, because they've got a camera on them a lot of the time,
Yeah.
So there are times where I think they need to know that the camera's off and they can be themselves.
Gaining their trust, which is what you've got with these people. It's not only about walking into a male driver's room. You're actually walking into an area where, but it's not so much because they're getting changed. That's their safe area. They can get away from people, yet you're allowed. You're actually allowed in there. So that's huge. That's huge for yourself.
Whether or not I'm allowed, I just walk in anyway, But they're all know me enough now, and some of them's like, get out of here, But they all just have a chat and talk shit, and sorry, I probably shouldn't say that on here, but yeah, they're really good. You know, everyone, like I say, they're all my friends now, and that's a really cool feeling.
Yeah, no. I think it's great, and it's a great testament to yourself and the respect that you get from these people. I think that's outstanding. Joe, you are an Australian, and it's quite funny. I talked to Melissa Main and Brooke Hammond, and they tell me off. Apparently, a lot of the time when I start interviews, people are laughing. You started this one laughing, but you are a proud Australian. You're from Tasmania. Your family, you've moved away from. You're not from Tasmania. You're from South Australia. No, where are you from?
You've said that so many times.
Where are you from?
Victoria.
I don't know why I've got you in Tasmania. I'm not cutting this out.
I don't know why. I've corrected you every time.
Which part of Victoria?
I'm from Bonnie Doon, actually.
The castle. That's right. We have had this conversation. Right. Well, there's no more Tasmania, except for the fact that I did make you laugh at the start. I won't cut that out because I make plenty of mistakes. But you've been moved away from your family. You started up a business. You got other businesses. You work other jobs. It is a huge commitment.
Yeah, actually, you know, I didn't come over here to do harness racing at all. 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, I come over. I got on a plane in the middle of the night and a shuttle bus to Rogerson Racing Stables to be a jumps jockey. And yeah, I didn't know anyone at the time. I took a leap of faith and I came, and that day that I arrived, I went straight to jump school for Rogie, rode one of his horses at jump school, and I did end up getting my jumps jockey license. I rode a lot of trials for him, which was amazing, honestly, just getting that opportunity. I didn't make it to race day, unfortunately. I was down to ride, and I had a fall that week, and I was the sort of person that needed to run 10Ks a day to keep my weight down. So I couldn't run for a few days, and in winter in New Zealand, there was not much sweating going on, and that was the end of me. So I got my license. I didn't get to race day, but then in that time I met Dylan, who was working in the harness barn at Rogie's, and yeah, in a strange turn of events, I'm doing trotters now and doing track chat and all sorts of things that I never imagined 10 years ago. So really, really cool. You know, like I love what I do, and yeah, like I say, I'm still living the dream, but the goalposts have changed a little bit now, and it's incredible, really, how it's all worked out. But you know, when I told my parents about being a finalist for the award, and they're like, wow, you know, like you've really made your place over there, you know, like it's incredible how it's all worked out. And I'm truly grateful for everyone who's got behind me. You know, of course, mum and dad were so supportive, and they always are supportive. Dad is honestly the proudest dad in the world. It wouldn't matter what I did, he would be proud. But you know, Dylan, of course, I wouldn't be doing any of this without him. And he continues to be a big support. And you know, he was pretty proud on Sunday night. He doesn't ever really tell me he's proud very often, but I think he was pretty proud on Sunday night when I won.
I think he's on the other side of the camera giving you a hard time at the minute.
He just walked off with a grin on his face when I said that. But no, like none of that would have been possible without him. Like I wouldn't have even considered being a trainer or going to the races probably if it wasn't for him in this industry. So yeah, and none of this would be possible without him. And of course, Peter and Wendy, his parents are big supporters of mine as well, and they've always helped out with my horses and whatnot before Dylan come back, and now we just have a lot more horses and they're still helping. So yeah, there's a lot of people to thank, and there's so many more than those, but they're obviously the family, and they've made it all possible.
And you've got a wee girl that is, I mean, Daddy's favourite. There's no problems there. We don't have to question that. She loves her dad. But I mean, that's one of the things people need to be aware of. Sometimes you're going to these nights where it is wet and cold. You could be home sitting in front of the fire playing with your daughter and things along those lines. Like, there is so many more sacrifices. I know she does go to a lot of the race meetings with you, and she gets looked after. But there is that side of it. You're also, yourself and Dylan now, embarking on a new frontier, you know, like training your own team, going out on your own, and you've always trained in your own right, but having a red hot crack at it, it must be exciting, maybe daunting to some people, maybe not daunting to you though.
Yeah, look, you know, we've both I was only doing it on a small scale, but he would always help me, and I would always help him, and wherever was needed, and I mean to say, like, he's always been a part of what I've done, even though he was at Rogerson's for quite some time. So I feel like it's not overly new. Lots of people saying the new venture. Like I said, I feel like it's probably not overly new. He's always been in the background of everything I've done. And we've just got a lot more horses now, obviously more hands on deck. So exciting, long days, but that's okay. Hard work never killed anyone. So really appreciative of the people who continue to support us. And looking forward to hopefully getting some results on the board.
You're blown away a little bit by the amount of horses that you had when you first announced it?
Yeah, like I said, people were very supportive of Dylan coming back to work with us, and the horses just started piling in the gate, which is awesome. It's been awesome. Yeah, people have just been incredibly supportive, and I mentioned to you last time about the support of Robert Dunn. He's continuing to support us now, and people like that. When you have people like that behind you, you kind of feel like anything's achievable, I guess. And for a couple of young kids, I guess, when you have the best in the business behind you, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree, and I think well done. And I think it's recognition for what you do. Again, walking back into drivers' rooms, but people like Robert Dunn sit up and take notice of his, and and Dylan as a trainer as well. And please, I'm not underplaying that in any way. There's a few reasons why, but the fact is, put yourselves out there, it's huge. So I think well done for that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, of course. I mean, he's a Group 1 winning trainer, and he will never let me forget that. I've only trained a Group 3 trainer, so I've got a bit of catching up to do yet.
You'll get there. Don't you worry about that, Joe. Congratulations. Thank you. Great. I think it's great recognition, and I think it's awesome for yourself and all the tireless work you do. But as I said, the entire North Island harness racing in general in New Zealand, I think to get recognition. On a big stage like that, Entain coming in with a lot of money and be celebrated, I think it's outstanding.
Yeah, amazing. I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank Dave DeSoma from Harness Racing New Zealand. He was the one who rang me and nominated me for the award originally. So very appreciative of that. To be nominated by HRNZ is really awesome, and very appreciative of their nomination.
He's a great bloke, Dave DeSoma. A lot of the stories you'll read on HRNZ are done by Dave. Very quietly spoken man. A lot of people wouldn't know him. They would walk straight past him and wouldn't know who he is, but he does an awesome job getting those stories out there. Joe, thank you. Thank you very much for joining me. Three takes. I'm never calling you a Tasmanian. It's Emily Morgan who's the Tasmanian. I get the pair of yous mixed up from time to time. I apologise for that, but I promise I'll never mention you're a Tasmanian ever again, but a proud Australian, who cares? And actually, before I let you go, you're sitting there watching the Olympics, and anyone wondering why her eyes are darting off, she's watching replays of the eventing. Are you an Australian or a Kiwi when you're over there?
I was cheering for both of them, to be honest. I was a proud supporter of both Australia and New Zealand. I think very strong eventing candidates in both sides, and it's very awesome to watch.
No, absolutely. Joe, thank you. Look forward to catching up with you again, maybe when it's a bit warmer than what it was last time. But thank you very much. I might even get you on the show from time to time when racing starts to hot up. We'll try and do some promotions about upcoming race meetings as well. But thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thanks heaps, Paul.